A million faces, they're looking at you.
Hey there, Blue Rockers. Welcome to Blue Rock Talk with Connie Willis and a Swellness Wednesday. I feel swell, and I really actually do. Those of you that are new here, thank you for being here. You are now an official Blue Rocker. That is someone in the know, and this is where we do our little hand signal, but you are in the know and you're very open-minded as well because we have a whole lot of really cool shows here. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you'll know when everything is going on. We have all sorts of different shows here. Just earlier today, we had a Crypto Connie show, which is normally on Crypto Connie Tuesday, but we had breaking news, and so we cut in for that. Right now, it's Swellness Wednesday, and on other Wednesdays, you're going to see something called Wasted Wednesday, which is a serious look at the cannabis industry. Swellness Wednesday is alternative health, which I know that fits under there too. On Thursdays, we have something called Far Out Thursday. It can be kind of anything under the sun. This Thursday night, which will be tomorrow night, we're going to do Blue Rock Talk Bafflers. Remember that, where we bring on Lori Williams, the professional remote viewer, as well as a instructor, and I give her a target, which is I basically give her a picture of something that she never sees, and she has to do a remote viewing session on it, just like the psychic spies, just like they did in the Cold War. Our actual government, our military did, the Army. And she, because she's already got a really good rate at 87%, of getting things right in the normal reality world, I give her an esoteric target. She tries to guess that. So this is a way we can try to get answers of things that we may never know that we might get the answers to. And because she has that 87% correct rate, well, with feedback, we give it a shot and see what we get out of it. Bigfoot Friday, we also have here on Blue Rock Talk and Stan's Bible Lecture, a college level course, Sundays at 2 p.m. Everything else across the board, 9 p.m. Eastern. I will be back on Coast to Coast on February 25th, so that I hope you will join me for that. Always fun. It's a Saturday. I still got to look at the calendar. It's February 25th. If that's a Saturday, that's it. If it's off by one or two, well, it's that Saturday. Please remember that we do have merchandise now. Look at that Blue Rock Talk merch. Look at that hoodie. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that mug. You need that. And there's some shirts in there too. And if you would like to keep Blue Rock Talk alive, there you go with the crypto. You can do it in crypto or go into my Patreon account. And all you need to do really is look down at the links below. All right, so this is Swellness Wednesday, Alternative Health, and we've done this once before. Margo Toms was with us of Essential Health, and she came in and she talked about hormone replacement therapy as well as weight loss. All right, now, we also gave out, by the way, Blue Rocker specials. So any of you interested, you'll see the specials down below in the links. Please ask your questions early. This won't be hours and hours long. I know that that's what we're used to here, but we're going to, this is about a 30-minute show, so hang in there, okay? Get your questions out quickly. This is not just for women. This is not just for men. It's for both. So we're going to ask all the questions that we have tonight. You guys make sure if you're going to ask them, put them in all caps, all right? So ever since she had come on, Margo, people have been talking to me about it, asking me about it because, I did get the hormone replacement therapy. I was trying to get it for my mom at one point. I hope she ended up getting it because it's awesome. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, when I very first asked her about it, I said, "Is this something I'm going to have to do all the time?" And she said, "Oh, you'll want to." And she's right. She's absolutely right. You don't, and when you feel like this, and it's not a high, it's not a feeling of you're on drugs or anything. It's not like that at all. You just feel good again like you used to when you were, I don't know, 18, 20, 30, but wow. When you felt good and you never thought about how you felt, that's how it feels. You just don't even think about it. And then with the weight loss, people have been going, so how are you doing on that? Where did you start at? What's your goal? Hey, asking too many questions now. Come on. But I'm doing very well with both of those. But I know that Margo wants to ask me those things. So let's see what she would do if I would go into her office, which is a nice, quaint office. If I go in there, good vibe all the way across the board, I'm sure she would ask me some questions. So let's go ahead and bring her on and see what questions she probably will ask me right now. We'll act as though we're really there. So everybody in the house. So again, Margo Toms of Essential Health. She's out of Denver, Colorado. All right, Margo. So here I am. I'm coming in to see you. What would you like to ask me?
Well, yes, I haven't seen you since we talked on here last a couple weeks ago. But just how are you feeling? How is your hormone pellet spot? Did that spot heal up okay?
Okay, yeah, that healed.
Okay.
I felt it for a little bit. I think you had mentioned it's kind of like when you run into furniture or something, and you have that little sort. Yeah,
Right.
I only felt it sleeping and turning on my side or something.
Okay.
But that went away. So
And
I
how
feel.
about your hormones? Yeah, how are your hormone symptoms? Are you noticing that you have more energy and that you're, more motivated and that kind of stuff?
I tell you what, I feel incredible. I feel like. I mean, I remember when I first moved to Florida, and I remember walking by the water at one point, and I noticed, wow, it's not too cold, not too hot. It's actually perfect. I got to actually think that the weather is happening around me to even know that it is, because it was so perfect. You know, when it's perfect weather, you don't think about it. If it's bad, you think about it. If it's cold, you think about it. If it's too hot, you think about it.
Yeah.
But when it's perfect, you don't think about it. I don't even think about it. I mean, before I didn't want to get up. I didn't want to. It was a struggle to get things done. I'm good at marking off my calendar. And Margo, I was not marking off my calendar, and I just put it to where
Okay.
maybe I'm depressed. And then I thought, no, things are going all right. I think I'm okay. No, that can't be it. So it's great to have an answer. I just feel bad for all the people that do think maybe they're depressed, do think, oh, this is age. No, it can be
I know
fixed.
it's your hormones, and it's only been 2 weeks. It hasn't really even been that
That's
long, and
it.
and you already are noticing. I know that you have, well, just more energy. And when you come in, I go through your original symptoms, and just like you said, a lot of times patients will say, "I forgot that I even had that," because when you don't have it, it's you don't really notice it, but when it's there, like whatever it is, headaches or exhaustion or feeling flat, then it's there all the time.
Yes.
And so,
And you just
yeah,
feel like,
good. So
gosh,
some of that's
what? Say that again.
already you're already noticing all of those differences.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe it.
Perfect.
I feel really good, and it's nice.
Good.
So let's talk a little bit about this. What we're talking about is hormone replacement therapy. Let me just look into the live chat here real quick. Those of you that are here, please hit that like button. Connie rocks. Oh, I like that. Okay, two live shows in one day. Absolutely, that's Blue Rock Talk, baby. Kim Steele is in the house. I
Great.
think.
I can.
I think Kim's gotten a hold of you. And okay, if you guys do have questions, please put them in all caps. And remember, this show is going to be kind of shorter than what you're used to here. That's all. So tell me more about hormone replacement. A lot of people think it's only for women, and then when the people see the commercial, that older guy always showing his abs, and you're going after the younger women. Everybody, then they don't know that this is really hormone replacement, because I don't know what it is, but in that marketing, they don't like the guys to think that they're getting hormones. I guess maybe that's part of it, but that's what it is.
It's just your hormones. But what it is it's what your body has always made, and now it's not producing it. Our bodies are aging, and the ovaries and the testicles, they don't produce the hormones like they used to. So hormone replacement therapy is really the same for men and women, and it's well, for women it's estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, and for men usually just testosterone. And in all different forms, like you have the pellet, which is great because the pellet can last for 3 to 4 months. There's a cream that you can use every day. I mean, there's lots of different ways. There's injections. I really like the creams and the pellets. And it's just replacing what your body has stopped making and producing. So we're trying to get you back to, having energy, sleeping well, stopping hair loss, losing, keeping your weight down, not gaining weight in your stomach, all of those things. And all of those things make a big difference.
Yeah, and one of the winners with the guys is your sex life returns. And it's good for the females as well, but that's one of the big pros as well. What are the pros and cons of the hormone replacement therapy?
Well, so they're anti-aging. So, and really how they work too is they provide extra oxygen and blood flow throughout your body. They help your arteries relax, so there's more blood flow. So there's lots of different things. But the pros of the hormones are, more energy, sleeping better, feeling better, more motivated, weight loss, and then also decrease in risk of Alzheimer's, heart disease for women, osteoporosis. We have some patients that come in and start hormone replacement therapy just strictly to prevent osteoporosis, and some women don't even have symptoms. But
wow.
yeah, and then of course weight loss and all of the things that come with that. So when you're healthy and you're exercising and you keep your weight off, you're averting high blood pressure, diabetes, and all of that. So those are definitely the pros. And the cons are, well, you have to keep taking them. Your body's not going to produce them, so you have to keep using the hormones in order to feel, like you do. And for men, there is, especially at altitude, there's a little increased risk for blood clots. And there's just a couple things that we have to look out for with that, which is basically just making sure your blood isn't too thick. And I watch out for all of that. So
yeah, and prostate cancer, correctly?
And prostate. So the hormones don't cause any cancer. Estrogen doesn't cause cancer. Testosterone doesn't cause cancer. But if you have an estrogen receptive cancer, it could make it grow faster. So, you still have to have all of your preventative health care, mammograms and that kind of stuff. The prostate testosterone can enlarge prostate cells. And so if you have an enlarged prostate or prostate cancer, then testosterone therapy is not indicated. But I do treat patients that have had prostate cancer with testosterone. It just depends on where you're at. So yeah.
Okay, that's the one thing that I've heard from guys is that situation right there. And I guess some people one person I talked to before they had some sort of surgery with that, they were pumped up on testosterone or pumped up on estrogen, I think, and talking about how well they did. However, I think they had a couple other things start happening where they got a little too much. But that's where you keep it under, you keep the balance across the board.
Right. We're not trying to get, really high levels like a teenager or something. It's more just about just a healthy level to make you feel good. And yes, I'm really conservative and I watch all of those levels and make sure that we're not putting you at any kind of increased risk. And really the goal is for you to live a better life and a longer, healthier life. So that's the point.
So is it only for, and you just kind of answered it, but is it only for a depletion of these? I mean, is it only for people getting older? Or are there other reasons for people to have hormone?
There's other reasons, like I treat patients with women with PCOS, so their body produces too much testosterone and not enough estrogen and progesterone. So there's other diagnoses that we use hormone replacement for. And the only other thing we have is really is birth control pills. So there's not a lot of options. So, but hormone replacement therapy works great for that. So I have, women and really our hormones the levels start going down in our late 20s and early 30s. So it's not like you're waiting until you're 50 to get it. Testosterone especially starts decreasing in early 30s. And that's when people really start to notice that.
So in a perfect world, I mean, you start younger and continue to feel better instead of having this lull and maybe never knowing at all about it.
Right. And there's no point in toughing it out because you're just going to go through a rough period where you probably don't feel good and gain
Yes.
weight. Maybe you lose your job. I don't know. I mean, all
Oh,
kinds of
yes.
bad things, because you're not
It's
really
true.
on your A game. Yeah.
It's very true. I mean, I don't know what would have happened. I was getting so like, and this just brought me back to
Yeah.
life. I'm getting things done. I see a light at the end of the tunnel with things that I need to do, and
Good.
just feel so much better. It gives you hope, It gives you that feeling
Yeah.
of, oh my gosh, that's all it was? Because you
Yeah.
do think it's, oh, I must be depressed. I must be dying. I guess
Yeah.
this is what happens at this age, Okay, I'm going to
Yeah.
be frumpy and watch TV. Da, 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 da.
Ugh, yeah, just dragging yourself through everything.
Yes, dragging is the word. So you know that better than anybody. So people don't do it. Don't do it. And it's not something that, I mean, golly, it's great. That's all I can say. So here was a question I thought, we all have our little family members, and we all have four-legged family members.
All right.
Is hormone replacement ever used with animals? I mean, it's got to happen with them too. Has that ever been done?
I know. They use all kinds of things for animals like CBD and normal human medications, but I don't know of any. I don't know of any animals that use hormone replacement therapy.
Wouldn't be a
Not
bad
that
idea, right?
I know, right? Exactly. Well, and especially if they're trying to breed them or they're having problems getting pregnant. I mean, we use hormone, and honestly, I use hormone replacement therapy for infertility too. I was just thinking about that. So
Okay.
yeah. So, but I'm not sure. That's a good question. But one thing you have to be careful for is if you are using hormone replacement therapy like creams, you can transfer it to your animal on accident. And so that's why it's always, that's why one of the reasons why I like the pellet, because it's not on your skin and you're not going to, touch your animal or something and transfer it. But,
I like the
yeah.
pellet. You don't have to think about it. You just do it, boom,
Yeah.
and go on. You don't have to do all that
Yeah.
other stuff. Well, I think that might be something in the future. I mean, we all love our animals. We don't want them feeling all drooped out
Yeah.
for their in life when they don't need to be. Pep them up as well. It's got to be
I know,
happening to them.
That's a good thought.
All right, woman, you and I, we're taking it on the road. We're going to make billions.
I
We
know,
would.
yes.
You know we would.
I
You know we
know.
would.
Everybody needs hormones. Everybody needs hormones.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. I think so.
Well, and I wanted to ask you too about your weight. We haven't talked about how are you doing on the HCG, which is another hormone, but it's for weight loss. So how is that coming along?
Well, tell everybody what that consists of.
So HCG is a diet. It's usually 40 days long. You take a tiny injection of HCG every day, and you eat a lower calorie diet for those 40 days. And usually people lose about a half a pound or so every day during that time. It's pretty strict, but I see a lot of great weight loss with that. And I know you're only in a couple weeks, so I'm curious. Yeah.
I'm amazed at it. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's weird. You give yourself a little shot in the morning. A little ritual, right? You got to get up, go to the bathroom, then go, weigh yourself, then do the shot thing. And I'm also on the Fenterman, so that helps as well. Very much helps so much.
Yeah, just to kind of keep your mind on track.
Yeah, and just not. It hits that little switch so you don't feel hungry, right? So that is really good. But done really well. I pretty much a pound a day.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. One time there was.
it's-
Oh, go ahead.
No, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I just was going to say it's hard because, normally when patients come in at the 2-week visit, I can see when they walk in, and I can already tell in 2 weeks that they've lost, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pounds, somewhere in there. It's just, since we're just kind of, like the chest up or whatever, it's hard to tell. I haven't seen you, so I don't get to see your great figure. But
That's a naked show that we do later on. We don't really tell everybody about that. It's a private show.
Right. But so you're great, a pound a day.
Yeah, about a pound a day. There was some days where it stayed equal. Then one time I stood on my scale like 2 seconds later, and it went to another weight number, and I'm like, what? What's going on? Was that other one wrong or right the other day? So, and I just
Yeah.
bought it for this. I normally just gauge by my clothes, but you said, no, get you one so you'll gauge every day how it's going. It's a good motivation factor.
Yeah.
But I've never had gained more the next day. One time, too, it was flat across the board, and I was like, oh, I must not have. Maybe I did a little too much here or there, but
no. Sometimes, honestly, the average ends up being about 0.6 pounds a day, and if you lose really quickly, like a pound a day or a pound and a half, sometimes you'll have a stall, and you're not doing anything wrong. It's just a stall. Your body kind of catches up. Once you get to like 0.8, 0.6 pounds average per day, then you start losing again. So it doesn't mean that you did anything wrong. It just sometimes it happens, especially when you've been doing everything great, really.
Okay, well, that Big Mac and fries were really good, so it didn't affect me that much. Okay.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Super Bowl Sunday extravaganza.
That was the hard part. Yeah, I asked Margo. I said, "What could I drink if I did?" Not, and I didn't at all. But I wanted to know what that might be, because you're right. You better know what you're doing that next 21 to 40 days, because if there's events going on, there's. Yeah. All that is right there for you to eat, great Super Bowl food, great drinks, things like that. So you want to know at least where could I kind of cheat, I guess would be the word for it, or where could I do a little here and take a little less there. But you had an idea for a drink. Yeah,
just the low sugar, so vodka, and this is always great for after HCG too, but vodka, club soda, a splash of a juice or a lime or lemon, but those are the lowest sugar drinks, and so you can have that. It's the best is to not, really when you're doing those 40 days, the best is to not drink, but if you have something and you have that, you're going to stay pretty much on track to keep losing your 25, 28 pounds.
So, and the plan is with this is no sugar, no fat is like the best thing in the world. If you don't have 1 ounce of sugar or 1 ounce of fat, you're good.
Well, none extra. I mean, you're getting some sugar from the foods that you're eating because you're getting, an orange and, the vegetables have a little bit of carbs and sugars. And then the fat, you get some fat, but any little bit extra, then you're going to take away from what your body is using. So if you, if you have something that's sugary or fattening, you're not going to lose, and you're going to kind of waste a day or two. So
yeah, that's terrible. Yeah. Don't do it because you're already fighting it. You're already working it, right?
It's not worth it.
But when you get off of it, then what I notice it doing, and I'm sure this is what it does, but it gets you thinking different, gets you eating smarter, right, and being more aware. So when you get off of it, at that point, of course, there's probably going to be a day you go get some KFC. It's got to be.
We're not, we want you to live your life. This is
right.
Not about, being in a horrible, painful life forever. But no, so when you go off of it, yes, you're changing right now the way you think about food, your portions, just, how much enjoyment you get from it. So when you go back to kind of like off the HCG and regular eating, the goal is, yes, don't go back to what you were doing exactly before, because that caused weight gain. So, you're going to go back to, smaller portions.
Yeah, and really thinking about it.
Yeah, right. And realizing I don't really need that much, and I don't feel great when I stuff myself. I don't feel great. I don't feel great eating really late and going to bed. Or you'll probably notice because you've gone through such a detox that when you have some hot fudge sundae or something crazy, or you're going to feel terrible. After, and for 5 seconds while you eat it, you'll maybe feel great. But then afterwards, just the sugar, you'll really notice the downside of all of those foods that we don't really, every day we get kind of conditioned, when you eat like sugary, carbs, that kind of stuff all the time, you don't realize how much it's affecting you. But yeah.
You don't realize how much you do it either. I mean, when you just want to get a little snack and just go in, get a snack and go, a lot of times it's those are the worst types of foods to get, but they're the easiest and the convenient, and really quickly you can down them and feel better, but most of those are just horrible.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to some mashed potatoes, cream spinach, and a glass of cold milk on the rocks. That's what I'm looking for.
And even you can have that. It'll just be a little bit longer.
Okay. And even a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I'm like wanting a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Interesting. I know it is kind of interesting what you crave. Well, and other things, when you come back, we'll talk about things like, okay, you love mashed potatoes. Okay, maybe that's one of your foods that's your favorite and you might not want to alter it, but maybe you should look into like cauliflower mashed potatoes or just
Oh,
some
those are
little
good too.
yeah,
Those are,
yeah, good.
yeah.
Some kind of variant that maybe is a little bit more reasonable that you can, that you could maybe have on a more frequent basis instead of once every couple of weeks or so.
Right, right. But
Yeah.
no, I totally get it. It's like, you know what, go in there and treat yourself. Go out to dinner, treat yourself, and then the other times stay good, and
Yeah,
that's how
yeah.
you can do it. One guy that I talked to actually on Coast to Coast was I don't remember his name. He's a pretty well-known doctor, but he does all root vegetables. That's it with his diet. And that's it. Yeah, all root. And so you're always feeling full, which, yeah, you would with all starches. But he had said, the problem with our society is every day we eat like a king. We need to stop doing that. And
Right.
I agree with that. I think he's right. So much for special occasions at that point. So everybody's saying hi out in the live chat and saying hello to you.
Oh, fun.
If you're just now joining us, this is Margo Toms of Essential Health out of Denver, Colorado, and she talks about and can help you feel better and look better. She does. I guess I feel like we now because I'm in the midst of all this hormone replacement therapy as well as weight loss. So, and it's for male and female. If you would like to get a hold of her, all the information is down below. She has Blue Rocker specials for you as well. Blue Rocker specials, they're exclusive for us. She's going to take care of you if you give her a call. If you go, well, I'm not in Denver, don't worry about it. That's okay. She can take care of you wherever you are. So it's Essential Health. And you also, and it's for males and females too, you also do a couple weight loss methods. It's not just the what is HCG? I always say it wrong.
HCG, yeah, human chorionic gonadotropin. So I also do phentermine, and a lot of it is just trying to look at people's patterns and habits and kind of what's going on subconsciously. So we work a lot with a lot of that, like just sometimes it's like a therapy session, and sometimes it's just recognizing what's going on. And then I use different medications. Like there's Topamax, which is actually a seizure medication that helps make food not taste as good. Just something to kind of change something in your environment to help you move to a new stage of healthier eating.
I think the phentermine, I've always liked that. That's good. It just like turns off your hunger. And your house is clean.
Yeah, it gives you lots of energy. Yes, and then you get used to that. You get back into exercising and eating lighter, and then you keep doing that.
And you'll want to because you feel good. Well, a couple people have asked me about being able to do both. I'm doing both right now, so
Yep.
So that's cool. Okay.
Yeah, I use both at the same time for sure.
Yeah, I like that. So one other question before we let you go. Somebody had brought up on one of the shows that I did here on Blue Rock Talk, and they had said, I guess they did this diet and they did it back to back. They did, I guess, 40 days, and then they did another 40 days.
Yep.
And then they wanted to do one more, and people said no. Is that right?
Well, the maximum is 4 times a year. And I usually tell patients 2 cycles, which is the 40 days, and you always have to have the 3 weeks in between. 3 weeks is where you stabilize. And that stabilizing is just as important as losing the weight. A lot of times people think, oh, I lost it, I'm good. And they don't really, everything I say, they don't hear at that point. But, like you have 3 weeks, you have to really focus on eating lots of protein, making sure you eat enough of the right things. And we go over all that. But you can do 2 rounds back to back. You can do 3. I don't recommend it only because I think it's good to have a little bit of a break and then get back to do another round after that. So, but 2 rounds for sure. You can do 40 days and then 3 weeks maintenance and then another 40 days. And I have had, like I said, some patients will do 3 rounds, but that person, obviously, if you're doing 3 rounds, you have to lose 100 pounds or 120 pounds. And so those patients are definitely some people just want to lose 25 pounds and some want to lose 150. So, yes, you could do 3 rounds, but I don't recommend that for most patients.
Right, yeah. They were talking that you can get liver problems or kidney problems from that if you go too long on it.
Well,
Is
and
that right?
yeah, this really the diet's not that stressful for your liver or your kidneys, but it's not great for your gallbladder because there's just because it changes in the amount of fat. Like our gallbladder is helps to digest fat, and in the beginning you have these couple of days where you load up, and then so it's a little tough on the gallbladder. And I just like to really give the body a break. I mean, like I said, I have patients that have done it 3 times. And all of their numbers are fine, like the kidney and liver and everything looks good. But I just think it's good to kind of touch down down to base for a minute and kind of engage in your regular life and try to manage that for a little while and then go back again.
Okay. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes a whole lot of sense. You gotta,
Yeah.
you can't do that forever. You can't do the phentermine forever. You can't do,
Right.
And at one
Yeah, let's
point-
come back to reality.
Yeah,
a
at
little
one
bit.
point you got to go get some steak, mashed potatoes, and some cream
I'm
spinach. I'm sorry, and some
Maybe double up
KFC.
on your phentermine. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Well, it's great talking to you.
Oh, it's
You
good to
are
see you.
full of great information. Can you tell everybody your background so they'll know the credibility of how you know what you're talking about?
Oh, sure. So, well, I'm a nurse practitioner. I've been a nurse practitioner since 2004. I've been a nurse since 98. Like in the 90s, basically. I worked I've done all kinds of things. I've worked in the endocrine system, a lot of hormones, and weight loss is pretty much all the endocrine system. So I've worked in endocrinology. I worked at a weight loss clinic for about 6 years, and then I worked in hormone replacement and weight loss together at a practice for 5 years, and then now my own practice. So I've been doing hormones really for 15 years or so, and weight loss, and that's pretty much my specialty. That's what I do. I don't know if I've seen thousands yet, but definitely hundreds and hundreds of patients for weight loss and hormones.
And you've been on the hormones for a long time.
I've been on the hormones myself, yes, so, maybe like 4 years.
Okay, 4
Yeah.
years, and you guys, she's like done Ironman.
Yeah, I always attribute the fact
crazy.
that I did an Ironman triathlon to my hormones, because I wasn't doing anything before that. I was pretty much, like you said, coming home, watching TV, full of excuses why I didn't have a life, and I was only 39, I guess, at the time. So that after I started my hormone replacement, then I had the energy to do everything again.
Than doing a triathlon. Now,
Yeah.
they don't see that as, hey, you're putting things into your body you shouldn't. That's illegal. They don't do that with hormones, do they? Or do they?
Hormones, well, it depends. There are some, if you're someone that's a professional athlete, you have to take a look at your governing board to see. Definitely, some of them say you're not allowed to take hormones. But really what happens is, we're not giving you high levels. They can, check. No, I'm not. Really, what happens is you're taking hormone replacement therapy. It's. I don't know how else to really say it other than, it's not technically detectable. It's nothing artificial. It's if someone checks your testosterone level, it's your testosterone level, and it's still a normal level. We don't make you into Superman or anything. So.
Darn.
But
I was hoping my spidey senses would be better.
But of course, if you're whatever the Triathlon Association and you're a professional athlete says you can't take hormones, well then you can't take hormones, just to keep the playing field even. But like for me, I'm a recreational athlete, and I use hormone replacement therapy, and I'm just at a normal hormone level. It's not high or anything.
I like it. And it doesn't, and speaking of that, it doesn't make you feel high or anything. It just makes you feel good again. That's it.
Yeah.
I love
Yes,
it.
have some life.
I love it. So one question, is it what you put inside the pellets, is that synthetic? Is it, what are they made of?
It's all, so it's all bioidentical, which means it's the exact same chemical structure as what your body makes. So it's for women, estrogen, testosterone, progesterone. It's all each individual pellets, and it's just the hormones and cholesterol to bind it and make it into a solid. The hormones actually come from yam. Some people want to know, is it from horse's urine? Because Premarin is estrogen from horse's urine. No, it's not. It is. I know. It's
Thank you.
It's from. It's from yams, and so sweet
yams.
potatoes.
Okay.
Yams, like like the vegetable. So they
Good.
extract ingredients from that and make it into bioidentical hormones. So no, it's all natural, nothing synthetic. Yeah, it dissolves completely. Yeah.
That's very interesting because normally, you know, a lot of these natural supplements, well, not that this is a supplement, but most natural things don't always work the way people say. This does. I love it, and
Yeah.
thank you for making me feel better. Really.
I'm so glad. Yes, I love it. That's the best part.
I
Yay.
know, right? Yeah, I feel so much better and like really quickly, and it's great to see the weight coming off. And you know, it's weird to give yourself a shot every day, but if it works, it works. But I do think about, you know, diabetics that have to give themselves shots. So I think, oh, poor things, you know, that have to do that. However, I'm going to make sure I'm okay and never get to that point because I'm going to make sure my weight's down and the hormones are up. So, wow, here I am, an old person talking about these things now. However, you say, no, it starts around 30. So that's okay.
Yeah, it's pretty young. Yeah.
Yeah. So any last thing before you go?
Well, I'm going to talk to you soon and follow up with you more on everything. But you look great. I'm glad. That's the best part. I love it that you're feeling great, and that's what's so amazing is it doesn't take a lot. So
no. So I'm looking forward to going back in, seeing what the levels are and what you think, and then we'll let people know how that turned out. So
okay.
Margo Toms here, everybody, of Essential Health, and it's our alternative health night, Swellness Wednesday. And if you would like to take part, doesn't matter where you live, all the information is down below, and they get the Blue Rocker special, correct?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, just mention that.
Okay, just mention the Blue Rocker special. You'll get it. She'll take care of you, and that's whether you want to do hormone replacement or weight loss and the different, you know, she'll talk with you, and you can figure out what it is you're going to do. And she's really nice. She's exactly how she is right now.
Oh,
so you have a good night. Hang in there for 1 second, okay? And I'll say goodbye to you. We'll set up the next time we'll be on. So everybody, that was Margo Toms, Essential Health, hormone therapy, hormone replacement therapy, and also weight loss. And all her information is down below. It doesn't matter if you don't live in the same city as her. She can take care of you and talk with you and figure out what you might need. And she'll give you that Blue Rocker special as well. So excellent. Another excellent show here on Swellness Wednesdays. And she's wonderful. I feel great. She's not paying me to say that. I just feel good. And I want you guys to know that. I think you will too. Male and female alike. And no, the weight loss is not that hard. I think we can get over it for 21 days or 40 days, right? You're going to feel so much better at the end of it. So tomorrow night we've got Lori Williams is going to be here with a Blue Rocker baffler. I think you're going to enjoy that on a Far Out Thursday. So until then, you guys take care. Have a safe and happy rest of the day. And we're going to... I got another meal. I still got some to eat tonight on my diet. So I'm going to go take advantage of that because it's going to be delicious. You will look forward to when you eat, though. All right, take care, everybody. Have a safe and happy rest of the day. Talk to you soon here. Thanks, Blue Rocker. Subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that like button, too.